Hola amigos de Ranking Marcial, soy Rick Faye.
El sábado 12 de abril, en el Colegio Excelsior, ubicado en el centro de la capital, se dictó el seminario de Jeet Kune Do y Kali, impartido por el maestro Rick Faye. Ranking Marcial contó con una entrevista exclusiva a Rick Faye, quien es discípulo directo de Dani No Santo.
Hola, soy Cristina Ortega y en esta oportunidad estamos entrevistando a Rick Faye, que está en nuestra ciudad por un seminario organizado por la Escuela de Artes Marciales Puma Guerrero. Hi Rick, thank you very much for the interview. I wanted to ask, have you enjoyed your stay here in Chile?
I like Santiago very much. It's been very nice. People are very nice. The weather's beautiful. It's been very, very nice. Yes.
And what can you tell us about our students here?
They're very enthusiastic. Yeah, they train a long time, and yeah, we train hard. So hopefully I live good things for the future.
What about the level?
Good punching and kicking. Good punching and kicking. We did some weaponry today, and that's coming up too. So I think everything's good. Yeah, very good.
Great. Could you tell us about the way you started in the martial arts and how did you get into Jeet Kune Do?
I started in the martial arts probably in 1973 or 4, and then I met Dan Inosanto in '79, and have trained with him ever since. Just followed him ever since.
Okay. Tell us about your learning with Guru Danny No Santo.
I think he's the best martial artist of our time, and I think it's amazing that this wonderful martial artist comes and just hands you his art. You know, he'll teach you anything that he knows, anytime, and he's the most humble and knowledgeable man that I've ever met. Yeah. Besides his physical talent is amazing as well, but I think inside he's a great intellect. So he's hard to follow because he's so fast, so quick, and the information comes so quickly. But he has so much of it that he has to show you very, very fast, you know. And yeah, no, it's a joy learning with Dan Inosanto, and he's very important to me personally as well.
Eric Paulson was your student.
Yeah, he's my teacher now. Yeah, he is my teacher. Eric Paulson started with us many years ago. Then he moved to California and studied many things, but also shoot wrestling. And so he became the light heavyweight champion, professional shoot wrestling in Japan. And so now he comes back and trains me and my school in the CSW, the shoot wrestling. And I love it. He's one of my best students, best friends. And it's like a proud father. You know, he's like my son. He went home, or went away and did something. He comes home and then he gives it back to me. So he trains me every time he's back in town. He comes to train me. And it's hard. He's a little bit too rough with me, you know. It's good, you know. He is unbelievable good thinker and fighting talent.
Tell us about your learning with Sifu Paul Vunak.
I enjoyed my time with Paul. I like that. He's probably the best street fighter in the JKD family. And I think I learned a lot from him. He's an unbelievable talent physically, and he has no fear. So I think he's great for the JKD family. The other thing I like about Mr. Vunak is Paul Vunak is very respectful of Dan Inosanto. So he always kept everybody, made sure, okay, respect for Dan, and I like that. And he's hard to train with, you know, because it's hard training, and he likes contact. So there's a lot of, you know, very hardcore contact. But he's the real thing. The things he says he can do, he can do. Yeah.
What is Master Chase Risuti's contribution and Professor John Machado in your Jeet Kune Do?
You know, Master Chai is very, very important to us. I'll start with him. He changed the kickboxing structure in Jeet Kune Do the minute he came into the family. He and Dan Inosanto are very close friends. That's number one. So they operate very closely. I think Master Chai adds a lot of realism to martial art. It's not a theory to him, it's a fight. And so he's the real thing. Yeah, he's the best Thai boxing teacher I've ever seen. And I think that Thai boxing itself adds, like I tell the students, it adds power base, because the way they hit, the power, right? It adds conditioning, because we needed conditioning. People forget, Bruce Lee was a conditioning nut. He wanted training. You know, here's a guy brought his running shoes to the movie set, doing push-ups on fingers and all of this stuff. So the training, we're always looking for a new kind of physical training. Thai boxing is very important. So it's power base, it's conditioning, it's mentality. So I like the mentality. They will not quit. Master Chai is the most giving person, other than Dan Inosanto, that I've ever met. So like he told me when he met me, he says, I will do anything to make you learn. That means if he has to knock you out, that's because you need to learn. But it's done out of love, which is a very interesting twist. Professor Machado, what he adds is the basic motions, the body feel. I mean, he's the best in the world. And relaxed.
Now, tell us about the purpose of Jump Fan and Jeet Kune Do.
You know, the purpose for me is personal growth. So I think that's what Bruce Lee had in mind, is that you continue to grow as a martial artist and as an individual. So Jun Fan and Jeet Kune Do are two separate things for us. Yeah. The Jun Fan martial arts are Bruce Lee's curriculum. And we have this passed down to us in lists, you know, paper and things like that from Dan Inosanto. Dan was there to write the lists for Bruce. And also he contributed a lot to organizing the art. So this is how we get Jun Fan martial arts. Jun Fan martial arts is one way to gain an understanding of Jeet Kune Do. And so Jeet Kune Do is the philosophical base, the philosophy for what we do. And it has mostly to do with personal growth, but there are some combat concepts as well.